Now, we will also have now an interview. Actually, I was supposed to have a live interview with Pastor Leo Decinal, and but Pastor Leo is so busy with the police that this morning he has to actually do a live session with the police, so we had to record this last night. So Pastor Leo is the pastor of Living Waters Baptist Church in Laguna, Luzon. All right, so just watch this interview with Pastor Leo, but he will join us for Q&A after this. Hey, Pastor Leo, welcome to the webinar.
Hi, Doc. Good evening.
It's so good to see you. And could you tell us a little bit about your ministry before COVID came in?
Thank you, Doc, for this opportunity to share. I'm Pastor Leo Decinal of Living Water Baptist Church, and I'm the senior pastor. Currently, we have 5 outreaches in Laguna, and at the same time, I am a Educate coordinator. Basically, our ministry focuses on mentoring leaders. I also am mentoring pastors around us and encouraging them to be part of our police ministry, because it is such a huge ministry, huge opening for our ministry nowadays. Our church also runs a prison ministry in 6 towns in Laguna, including one that is in the provincial jail. And as well as we are reaching the young people in our campus ministry. So this is basically the routine of our church activities, and also in reaching out to the pastors on sharing with them the livelihood program through Educate. So that's who we are in Laguna.
Very good. All right. Thank you, Pastor Leo, for giving us an idea of what you used to do, or actually have been doing for many, many years before COVID. But what I've noticed is that during this COVID time, during the quarantine time, you have really expanded your ministry in a very, very significant way, especially with the PNP, Philippine National Police. Can you just tell us, was it easy to transit from being a typical kind of Baptist pastor to become a technology-based minister in a sense? Yeah, please share with us your struggles in transiting. Yeah.
Thank you, Doc. I also am being surprised that it went that way, because at first it's so challenging and yet exciting in the end. Challenging in the sense that I used to visit, house to house, and I used to this, old mindset thing. I used to just communicate with people personally, which I love to do that. And when this crisis comes, it limits me on how to do things. And the challenge also is I'm not really a tech guy. And yet, at the end of the day, I was so excited in doing this, because I realized that I can reach out more to the police ministry in doing or using the technology. I was hesitant before to use this because there is no physical contact, no eye-to-eye contact. But at the end of the day, when I realized that our police also is trying hard to use technology, and I'm thankful because we have some people, some young tech guy in our church who helped me and set up this studio and just expand our ministry tremendously. This police ministry is very challenging in a sense that most of our police also are old ones, especially those seniors. So they are hesitant also to use technology. But when we share to them the benefit of this all, I think amidst this crisis, God really moves in a very miraculous way. He meant it so that we as pastors can use technology in a better way. Before, I am also afraid of using technology because I cannot, I cannot tap a shoulder, I cannot handshake, we cannot feel the presence of a person, but just thankful. I'm just thankful because now I can just sit down here and then preach the gospel and share to hundreds of these policemen in their stations, in their headquarters, and I really appreciate it now, and I'm enjoying doing it. I've been preparing my sermon before just once a week. Only on Sunday morning I preach, but now almost every day I have to prepare at least 8 sermon in a week. So from Monday to Sunday, my schedule is to sit down in this place and then talk to them using our technology. So I'm amazed also how that when I was before I was afraid and hesitant, but now I am more than eager to share the word of God. I think that's the blessing of this technology for me now.
How long did you take, Pastor Leo, to like overcome that phobia that you had to, to move from traditional to studio pastor in a sense?
I think when the crisis starts in March, it took me 2 weeks to think about it. And what really pushed me to start doing this technology thing is I feel like I'm useless anymore because I am quarantined. I am just running around in our site here in the morning, in the evening. Then I feel like, oh, I have to wait until the quarantine ends after 15 days. Then again, another 30 days. So I was struck that time that after 2 weeks of being quarantined, I feel that I am useless. I feel that I'm not ministering to my people. So remembering the lecture that you have shared to us in AFL about loving technology and change or die. So I really have to embrace what is the only means to minister to my people and to minister to the police. Yeah. So thank you for that reminders, Doc.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about how much you think your ministry has expanded in terms of outreach to people since you switched to technology 1 or 2 months ago. I mean, let's say what were the numbers you were reaching before the technology, and then with your technology now, what is the numbers you think you're reaching per week?
Before, I only preached to almost 200 to 300 people in our church. That's the regular attendance of our weekly service. But now, I think I am reaching more than 3 times to 5 times more, because even in the police ministry, I have broadened the sphere of my influence. It's not only in one station. Before, it's only 30, 40 people, but now it turns to 300 or more leaders. Before, I am only reaching the lower ranks. Few are the officers. But now every week, it's more than it's close to 300 leaders, squad leaders in the entire region of our of Calabarzon 4A. So I can say it's almost 3 to 5 times more. Yeah.
Very good. Do you have very elaborate studio? I mean, your church building is behind you. I've been to your church building. What is your studio like?
I think this is quite a messy studio. This is a very small one, but I realized that this small place has impacted our ministry 3 to 5 times more. And the maintenance is just, maybe not even 1/4 of the maintenance that we used to have in our church building. So little space of maybe about 15 square meter here. And we just spent around maybe less than 10,000 pesos to modify this place and make use of it up to 5 times more.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah. So typically, tell us your daily schedule now. What do you do now every day?
I think it's a lazy thing, Doc, because I always I spend more on sitting here, okay, and preaching and reaching my people. And so more on sitting, but I believe it's more effective now. Yeah. I have more people to talk, people who respond on my preaching, on my squadding time for the police. I have my influence not only on the lower rank, but on the higher rank of the PNP. So I'm gonna like this way. I'm gonna like this place. Yeah.
Do you feel your church members, right? Your church members, do you feel they have lost out? They say, you know, our pastor now doesn't really reach us, or do you feel that they still feel well cared for?
I don't think that they feel that they are left behind, because actually I am thankful that even during this crisis, it's when I know that our people is so much concerned about what we are doing. Like even in our offering, I thank God that I now discover how our people are so much supportive when it comes to our needs and the needs of the church. And also their conversation during our live streaming. Apart from live streaming, we have a group chat. And also by department, we have leaders who are reaching their own department.
Very good. Tell us very quickly, what do you think your dreams would be by the end of this year? Let's say with the technology, with the expanded, what are your dreams for this year?
Two things that runs into my mind, Doc. First is to reach all the leaders in our region of 13,000 men and women. So all the squad leaders of these 13,000 men and women is in the provincial level. I already reached one province, and all the senior officers is attending my Monday sessions. So only 4 more to reach out. So that's my dream, to reach all these 4 senior officers, maybe around 200 to 300 leaders. And the second, my prayer is somehow I can make a step to reach on the national level.
So basically, you think through these men that you reach in the PNP, you will eventually, through them, reach 13,000 men by the end of this year, if all goes well. Is that correct?
Yes, no. Yes, no. Because these men that I am reaching in the province, they are the one in charge of the squad leaders in all of our province. We have at least more than 2,000 squad leaders. And so when they are hearing me on Monday, they will share this to all their squad leaders on Tuesday. And the squad leaders will share this to their own squad. So that's the program set for them. So all I need to do is to talk to these provincial leaders.
Very good. Do you think that you are likely to be like the pastor for this PNP in the area you're talking about?
Well, that should be a privilege for me to do or to be recognized as that. And well, there's nothing impossible in the Lord if He should be using me to minister as a spiritual mentor and leader to these policemen in our region. And I think it's possible because I am reaching out to the provincial level. 3 of our provincial director is a good friend of mine, and I am slowly working and sharing on their personal level.
Very good, Pastor Leo. Appreciate what you shared with us. It's exciting to see how COVID has allowed you to reach so many more men in your own church and also in PNP, because I feel the PNP is so critical. A good police force is so critical to the success of any country. So God bless you, Pastor Leo. Thank you for sharing with us.
Thank you very much, Doc, for the opportunity to share. Yeah.
All right. I think we had a nice time listening to all these 3 pastors. One was ministering far away from the US in Memphis to his church in Bacolod. Another was reaching communities, expanding his work quite quickly. In fact, I watch his work. I spend a lot of time enjoying his company, and I can really see how he's expanding to rural communities. Another pastor is also expanding, but largely to the and P. Now, so we see here how COVID has opened doors, whether you're far, all right, and even if your communities don't seem to have the technologies. And then for the last interview is that, wow, a whole new horizon has become, because like before, you know, the police, they are busy, but right now they're frontliners and they also need help. They need a lot of encouragement. You know, people forget that most policemen are frontliners. They can't even go home. They need pastoring and they need encouragement. So here we see how God is working.